Hello there, boys and girls, and welcome to a quick look at Lara Croft Tomb Raider Anniversary. As I recently did a past blast for the classic Tomb Raider 1, I thought it'd be worth sharing this with you guys. This was of course developed by Crystal Dynamics, still published by Eidos. Crystal Dynamics were of course awarded the franchise after Eidos basically stuffed core design completely and utterly after the failure of Angel of Darkness, the Tomb Raider game. So this is built on their engine, the same engine as Legend, which was has its issues, which we'll see shortly enough. So let's have a look at the options first. Now there is an outside launcher that you can run separately. Now make sure you do run it and make sure you have VSync turned on. There's a very good reason for this, as we'll see soon enough. So option wise, some sound. Now display hint icons, I'd make sure you have that on. We'll see soon. I'll explain why you need that soon enough. Anti-aliasing, make sure that's turned off. And that also causes a few problems. This game has a lot of problems. Combat mode, you can try the different ones. I suggest advanced toggle. Now manual grab. You might need to turn this on and off as you play through the game as it goes. With manual grab, she'll automatically grab at ledges and such like. With manual, you have to hold the button down, fairly self-explanatory. All controls are fully rebindable and can be played with controller or keyboard. I'm currently using a controller, but keyboard is again a lot more precise in this game. Gamepad settings, some calibration settings for your brightness and your contrast, a couple of language options, and finally if you've beaten the game. So yeah, this is a decent amount of options. So let's just dive on quickly and start the game. We'll have a little look at Croft Manor at the end as well. So I'll leave it on easy. Manual grab is off. Good. Hang on, manual grab is off, did I just say? I wanted it on. No, I wanted it off. Decisive man of action, that's me.
Now what's a man gotta do to get that sort of attention from you?
If that's the sort of attention you want, Larson, you're well on your way.
Sounds like fun, but I'm only here to make an introduction. Lara Croft, meet Jacqueline Natla of Natla Technologies.
Good afternoon, Miss Croft. My research department has recently turned its focus to the study of ancient artifacts, and I'm led to believe that with the right incentive, you're just the woman to find them for me.
I'm afraid you've been misled. I only play for sport.
Which is precisely why I've come to you, Miss Croft. This is a game you've played before, with your father. You both spent years searching for the Scion of Atlantis. All you needed was the location of Qualopec's tomb.
You found Vilcabamba.
How quickly can you get to Peru?
Vilcabamba continues to elude us, and my insistence that we press on in spite of these failures has morale low. I suspect Jenkins to be the author of this sedition. He simply refuses to accept the possibility that Atlantis is the foundation upon which all known civilizations were built. Increasingly, I find it is Lara alone who remains untainted by academic dogma and open-minded enough to see this truth.
Not to worry. I'll find another way up.
So this is a newly added in area to act as a little tutorial. Croft Manor is not quite a tutorial it used to be anymore. So first things first, of course, graphics. Certainly a lick of paint up over the old original Tomb Raiders. It's no longer need blocky because this is the Legend engine, the Crystal Dynamics engine. But of course, by today's standards, yeah, they don't look quite outstanding anymore. Not terrible, but they do show their age. Spam E fast. You can make her move faster, which is a good thing. And you're going to need that for when you're swimming. Oh, the swimming. Now, we'll talk more about that very shortly. So there's a couple of unwelcome changes. You will definitely want to keep your... Either you have it auto grab on or off. Keep your grab button down as you're walking around, because she no longer stops at the edges when she's walking. She'll still happily fall off into her doom. And this is the other big addition, of course. We got the grappling hook. A lot of puzzles have now been changed to accommodate their new grappling hook mechanic, and that also leads to a lot of frustrations. I shall explain why that is very shortly. The controls in this are not the smoothest, in all honesty. It's certainly one of the biggest bugbears of this game. As I mentioned about having things, sometimes having to turn on manual grab on, sometimes turning it off. She doesn't always grab ledges, even when she should. And sometimes changing the grab type will fix that. So, of course, in typical Light Legend style games, if you see a white block, you can jump to it, or a white ledge. If you don't see it, you can't. And this is why I suggest you have those little icons on. It's not so easy to demonstrate here, but I'll demonstrate it better shortly. Lara's all upset. She's like, "Oh, that's a man, but I didn't get to kill him." Automatic doors. Excellent. Love the ancient technology. So this is, of course, where the original game kicked off, in these cabins. So I was trying to explain about the controls and what makes a lot of this game so frustrating. And first off is there is two types of control system. There is direction relative to player character, and there is direction relative to camera. This uses direction relative to camera. What that means, as I'm facing here, get up, I haven't finished yet. As I'm facing forward, you would expect if I pushed forward on the stick to make me go forward, instead I turn around. See, when directions are relative to the character, regardless of your direction of the camera, forward will always make you go forward, left makes you go left, right makes you go right, etc. But because as the camera changes, Lara's jump direction will often change. This is especially true when you've got a lot of wall running and hook gliding. Just as you go to make your jump, the camera will change, which means your direction she's going to move changes, and you'll plummet to your death. This can be incredibly frustrating, especially when you're on tight ledges. Not that side and the other side. Again, if you don't see the little ledge, you can't go there. And that's one of the many, many problems this game has. Same with the AI. The reason for having the refresh rate set to your monitor is because otherwise a lot of the AI will get broken. Which means this game is a lot of bugs, in all honesty, a lot of glitches. So I mean, it's sort of based roughly on the original Tomb Raider. It's not a direct. It's not a direct reboot or a direct remake, which is what many of us classic Tomb Raider fans actually did want. Unfortunately, this is yeah, it's been sort of a lot of the puzzles have been messed with to accommodate this new things like the grapple. I mean, there are a couple of absolutely rage-inducing ones later on. A particularly fun one is in the sort of Damocles room. A lot of people will be nodding in agreement with that. And I forgot to pick up the bloody secret, didn't I? Hang on, did I see the secret? And especially later on in the Atlantean levels, there are, again, a lot of it is because of the camera changing. Trying to nail those jumps is incredibly frustrating. Well, that's odd. There's your secret up there. Yeah, the game does have secrets, but unfortunately, I might as well go this way now. Unlike the earlier ones, under Tomb Raiders, they no longer give you ammo or health packs or anything like that. They just give you, if you collect them all, you get some costume unlocks. Really not that particularly interested. There's also relics now to find on the levels, which are kind of like the same thing. I think they just also unlock costumes. So if you like playing Dress Up Barbie... Now, since we see the checkpoints, this is worth talking about the save system. Another area they've kind of managed to stuff up. It'll tell you somewhere in one of these little pop-ups that you can save after a checkpoint and resume your game from there. It's not actually true. Certain checkpoints it will resume from, certain checkpoints it won't. Oops, I'll put the guns away, don't I? So... sometimes it's not 100% clear either which ones. Oh, so yeah, I'm meant to demonstrate the little icon thing for you and why you want the icons on. So it's probably best to do a level in the sitting. Yes, I know all that. We've done that bit just now. So it's probably best to do a level in the sitting. They don't feel as long as they used to compared to earlier Tomb Raiders. Oh yeah, of course your guns now actually have an ammo count. They are still infinite ammunition for your pistols. They do need to be reloaded. That was a nice little touch I did like, actually. You can also only side jump when you have your guns out. So yeah. You can no longer do that if you don't have your guns out. It's a pity, because that was one of the quick ways of checking areas for secrets and items. Whee! You can of course change the height of where you are on your grappling rope. So all in all, this game has a lot of frustrations compared to the original. Which way we got to go? That way. If you're unsure, just jump in a few different directions and see which way she seems to want to leap. That'll tell you. Round. Right over there, because sometimes, see there, she was going to jump off in a completely different direction and plunge us to our death. Ah, there's a secret. So if I walk slowly up to this, now you see there's an icon. If I get too close to it and the icon's missing, she won't pick it up. As soon as that icon's there, you can pick up things, which is something you will definitely want later on in the game. So make sure you've got that control held down, because she will happily walk off on the edge to her death now. Oops, bad attack. Nope, they still don't get in your hair, by the way. That hasn't changed since the last game. Just thought I'd update everyone on that one in case they were concerned. But other bugs. There's one particularly nasty bug that can affect how you complete the entire game, or if you can complete it at all. When we get to the city of Villa Canberra, gun them down from up here. Come on, Poochie, where are you? Hiding. You'll have a bear to fight. And as I did mention, these little earlier levels are acting like a sort of tutorial. And there's one of these new mechanics, because one of the things that got introduced to this game was quick time events, of course. During cutscenes, you'll often have to do quick time events. And there was a new adrenaline shot during combat, where certain animals, after you shoot them enough time, they get into a rage state and they go into an extreme attack mode. And during that time, you have to hit your keys in a certain direction and timing. And you'll go into a slow-mo jump, and you can then quickly kill the animal with one shot. Now, this is needed to fight bosses as well. Unfortunately, if you do not complete that tutorial, if you either skip it or you don't complete it exactly right, you can no longer use the adrenaline shot for the rest of the game, which means the bosses will become virtually unbeatable. So make sure when you get to Vilcambra, yes, that you complete that, or you might be in for a complete restart. Because that was the other big change. A lot of what you would have killed with your own skill and abilities in the original Tomb Raider, they're now boss fights, which is pretty much all the human characters and, well, pretty much, yeah, and tyrannosaurs and so forth and so on. So you have to, you will absolutely need that adrenaline shot to be able to have a chance of completing the game. Now, it's not the bear down here. It's not this chappie. He's still there. Oh, I didn't mean to do it that way, but never mind. At least that's one nice little touch. The enemies can knock you over, making them a little bit more challenging and not quite as easy as in the original Tomb Raiders. Not it actually matters. That's something else I should mention. So you've seen the checkpoints and the checkpoint saving system that I mentioned. Well, the good thing is, even if you die or go back to a checkpoint, say I'm half health now, if I get myself killed and go back to checkpoint or load the game, then my health will be fully restored. So it kind of takes away the point of the whole... The medipacks, you don't really need them, in all honesty. Hell of a bizarre choice. So all in all, how would I rate this compared to the original? Well, certainly graphically it's a vast improvement. It's certainly a lot nicer looking and smoother animations, especially when it comes to the enemy types. But as an overall game, the level of bugs and frustrations here. Don't even get started on the swimming. Oh my god. The swimming, they have really... Oh. Where you needed one button in the original, you now need about 3. It's just incredible. It doesn't work the way it used to, where you just held down the one button. You sort of have to set yourself on a level. In fact, I tell you what, we'll play all the way through Vilcambra because it's easy enough to get there. And I'll try and show you the swimming in action. See if there's anything here to pick up. No, there's not. What a shame. So yeah, pickups now are only what you see in game. There's no more. So the secrets are utterly pointless, which is a great shame. That was part of the fun of finding the secrets, was getting the extra ammunition. Oh, it's not a white ledge, so I can just ignore it. Okay, that's a new one. I've never had to get... It's just sort of spamming the roll button. That little pressure plate there, that just sets a little cutscene telling you need to unlock a door. Come on, Poochie, out you come. find it quicker and easier is just to clear this bit off first, and come back and set the switches. Yeah, it's cheap. It's a cheap way of doing it. But what the hey, it works. I'm sure it's you're not supposed to do it, but oh, don't be silly. It's only a little nip. Yeah, it's definitely a... This game has some frustrations. Yeah, thought he was going to fool me. Not a chance. So now it's quick and easy just to go up across there and come back again. What have I got my guns out for? Don't really need them. Absolutely do. See, because that camera angle changing, she starts changing directions again. Really, it's not a good idea ever to go for controls relative to camera. This is where at least the speed thing comes into being very handy. You will need it for a lot of things, including the swimming. And we're done. Here's all nice touches, the way the levels will kind of roll in one into one another. Oh, I didn't get the last secret. There's a thing to collect up there, but we'll worry about that later. We want to just... This is not a walkthrough by any means, so 15 minutes, not too bad. Kills 14, supplies 4, artifacts 3 of 3, but the relic's up on the top of this little thing we just come under. Now this, I think, is the bear. Right. Tap left mouse to fire, knocking enemies, perform special maneuvers, adrenaline dodge and headshot. And tapping left mouse. When an enemy lunges and screen blurs, move in any direction and press shift to perform an adrenaline. And I fired too early. Right, let's get up there and try and get in again. Keep your paws to yourself, Yogi. Right, now you see, I might have screwed that up. So, let's start it again. Let's load. Yeah. Load times in that quite fast. But this is the one you've got to get right. Because if you don't, you might not have your adrenaline shot for the rest of the game. Right. That much we've got. Right, shift and adrenaline dodge. Oh, well, she put the guns away. The hell? Come on, dude. Let's see if we can't find a wolf and see if it works on them. See if we've got our adrenaline dodge or not. Because you will need it for the boss fights. No, not this one. Okay, not a problem. Let's continue on our adventure. Oh, I know what to do. There. So all in all, I don't find this as fun as the original Tomb Raider. There we are, Vilcabamba. We can now see the swimming. Then we'll have just a quick look at the new improved manor. Forgot about those chappies. there'll be a bear in here. Right, it did come, so it does still work. That's good, because that is what you need to beat bosses. That and quick time events. Unfortunately, the old school gunplay is... The old school gunplay is no longer quite so important. So let's have a look at the swimming, because this is absolutely ridiculous. Now, first of all, you have to press your dive button. Which is... Why is it not diving me? Oh, that's it. It's that wrong one. And now I'm stuck on a certain level. If I want to go down, you'd think pushing down... Nope, I can only swim on this one level. If I want to go up, then I press the up button. Now I can only swim on this level. Better get some air. If you want to dive, you have to dive down. And as you can see, if you want to swim fast, you've also got to press the X button to make you swim faster as well. Oops. Very frustrating. Absolutely. I mean, we needed one. They needed one button. I said, yeah, because I'm pressing the wrong thing. I'm about to start drowning. Because otherwise, as you see, if you try to use the control stick to move yourself down, which is the most natural feeling thing in the world, she'll sit there and drown on you. Swim around in circles. Which one's down again? Oh. Which one's the speed up button? That one. I have to hope there's not too many angles in here. I just don't see how they've managed to make it so much worse. Seriously bad. Just press the up button. Come on, go up. We're drowning. Oh, it's just such an unnatural feeling. Really, it's absolutely rage-inducing just swimming in this game. But I mean, yeah, at least it all looks nice. I think we'll jump out here now. I've shown you the most important, biggest problem, which is definitely dealing with that bear. Making sure you get that adrenaline shot tutorial completed, or you might not be able to do it again, which rendered the game virtually incompletable. So let's just quickly bow out here and just have a quick look at the manor. The mansion. Can skip cinematics. We'll skip that cinematics. It's only her reading a note. So now it's not quite the tutorial level it used to be. It's actually its own kind of little mini level. And you go and collect things. And you still find health packs and stuff to use, because you will possibly need them through here. Definitely a lot more expansive. You can walk all over the place, and there's time trials. So it's sort of a nice little touch. Oh, and the boxes. Of course, they now used a new engine, in which they're sort of more free-form, rather than the old sort of push by a sort of set amount that there used to be with the old core design engine. So I think we'll just about conclude our dealings at this point, gang. It's not a bad remake. It does tie into the Tomb Raider legend and Underworld story there. It does sort of slightly tie into those, but it's not an essential. It's more of a background filler if you're really into that sort of story, which I wasn't, in all honesty. So it's just the amount of bugs and glitches. As I say, sometimes you will want to make sure you have use the manual grab. Sometimes you might have to use the auto grab. Make sure you have your V-Sync on, or the AI animals and enemies will go wacky to hell, making also possibly impossible to complete the game. Other bugs and glitches, even with the manual or automatic grabs, you might not grab ledges. The camera controls, try to walk around little tight ledges, will have you sometimes fall into your death. Oh, that's just oh yeah, that's what I was trying to explain about the icon. I did explain about the icons, didn't I? If you're not exactly lined up, even though she's kind of looking at it, I have to make sure the little icon thing is there, and then she'll read it. There's just some little books to read around the manor, one of which holds a clue for you. So anyway, gang, yes, let's conclude our dealings here. This was Tomb Raider Annivesary. I would probably suggest, because the bugs and glitches you're likely to encounter, you might want to put this one as a sale-only item. It is not a terrible game, but the little frustrations do add up. I can only find myself to play it in short bursts, whereas the original classic, I can sit down and just play for masses in a go. I really can. This, other than the sort of graphics, I mean, the soundtrack tonight's nice as well. The improved visuals are nice, but it wasn't quite the anniversary it really deserved. And as I did mention, there's going to be a couple of levels later on. The one of the Atlantean temples, and the sort of Damocles room, especially with some of the jumps you'll have to make in there, becoming absolute hair-pulling, make you want to put your fist through your monitor. And they're kind of pretty infamous. Most people who play the game will know, if you've played it already, you'll know exactly what I mean when I say those two rooms. So yes, anyway, I hope you found this video useful or entertaining. I shall shut up now and let you get on with the rest of your day, but thanks very much for watching. And I hope you found this video useful or entertaining in some way. And please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to let me know you're alive. And I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.